Hello, dear friends, dear visitors to this webinar on the Eightfold Path. We have reached step number 8, the conclusion, the compassion of the whole path. In a way, it is the fulfillment, or you can even say the middle, the center of everything. Because when you go through these 7 steps which we have done, then the heart chakra is the middle. 3 above and 3 below. And the 8th step of the path, in a way, is the circumference of this heart chakra in the middle. They are the same. And today you will often hear that our heart lives not only here, that we have a heart which is as big as you can think it or feel it. Because, pretty often you have say, okay, this person has a big heart, but how big it is? Is it big like this, big like that, or big like that? Let's work with this heart today. And before we start, I want to say that during these 8 days, it was so great to have you with us, but we also had to face enormous technical struggles which we were not used to have. And just in the German webinar 2 hours ago, 2 minutes before the webinar was finished, our computer was struck by a blue screen. Everything just was stopped immediately. So, in a way, we are very curious what's going to happen now. If something like this happens again, we have prepared a second computer, but it will take us maybe 5 or 10 minutes to reinstall it. But if you can wait so long and want to continue with us, that would be great. But as we are now prepared for it, it probably won't happen. And doing it together with you is such a joy for us. Yeah, we will manage. Great. Okay, we have reached here or here. And when you look at what the 8th path in the Buddhistic tradition is, and you look into books or look around in the internet, then you find this 8th step called right meditation or right gathering. And that's the skill to control the troubled and wandering mind in a way of concentration. And one often refers to it as a focused mind or as the highest concentration. It's not just any kind of concentration. It's a sort of concentration which leads to the highest possible experience of yourself. And it's a very subtle experience which needs a high and pointed concentration. And for this reason, there are many techniques have been developed, and they all use more or less a focus on a single phenomenon of the body. Very often it's the breath, but it can also be something else you concentrate on. And this frees the mind and brings peace about. Peace in which the soul can become a mirror for what wants to mirror itself in it, what wants to reveal itself to us. That's the goal of the Eightfold Path, because when our soul becomes a mirror for our highest potentials, then you really can go forward in a way that is healing and can start to redeem, to end this continuous circle of suffering and change it into a circle of continuous healing and being on the path together. And Rudolf Steiner was now looking for words, how can one point on different aspects on this level. And it's interesting because this 8th step, in a way, is the conclusion. And this every conclusion somehow has to have everything what was before in it. And so, what did Steiner do? This we want to look at it today. What does he suggest? And the other question is, which sounds can we use for that? Because his suggestion, take the days of the week for the Eightfold Path, we have been following. We started with the U, then we used the AO, then we had the I, then we had the E, then we had the E, the O, and at last the R. There are no sounds left anymore. So that means also when you have reached something, you make a step on the next level. And when you look that this eighth step has to do with the center, with the heart, and then you ask yourself, okay, in the realm of the planets, the heart is attributed to the sun, or in our case, from the days of the week, to the healing Mars quality. And when you go a step further, in the zodiac, the heart is attributed to Leo. Yeah, to the sign of growth, of generosity, of development, of being representative for something. And in eurythmy, the T is attributed to the Leo. And for this reason, it would make sense to explore also the T now on this level. And then remember that the path or the vowels in a way start with the R. Yeah? That was the crescendo at the end, in the 7th step. And then we had the O, the most important sound of all, the right striving. And this is in a way, this polarity we human beings live in. We become somehow created, we find ourselves in this world of contradictions, and we accept it in the art to try to make our way with it. And the O, we through our way, through the way that we walk, we manage to reach this O, where these polarities start to flow into each other, create harmony. And when we want to live into this, that's our goal in a way, what we want to achieve, then the T, R, O, in a way, contains this message. That's why we want to end this meditation, the eurythmic meditation of the Eightfold Path with the TAO. And we will also explain how we suggest to do it, and that you can really experience its connection to the path. But what do we do with all the other sentences? And there you will notice that Rudolf Steiner in a way described all steps, one after the other, of the path, again, in his text. And I read it once, and maybe you also listen a little bit. Do I remember some aspects of it? And then I will show what we found, how we could do it. And we detected that it actually follows the order of the vowels again. So after the T, you will see the U, the AO, the I, the E, the I, O, R, and then the TAO, one after the other, connected with the text. I speak it once for you, and then we do it, or I do it with Adele. And after this, I invite you to join. From time to time, look into oneself, even if only 5 minutes a day at the same time. Thereby, one should immerse oneself into one's inner being, carefully consult with oneself. Examine one's principles and develop them. Consider one's knowledge, or the opposite, carefully in one's thoughts, and weigh up one's duties. Think about the content and the true purpose of life. Have serious displeasure about one's own mistakes and imperfections. In one word, seek to find the essential, the enduring. And pursue corresponding goals. For example, virtues that are to be attained earnestly. Do not make the mistake of thinking that one has done something well, but constantly strive towards the highest precedent. This exercise is also called the right mindfulness.